Morning, everyone. Hipster land in Condesa, and today we're going to do a tour of here with. Ay, güey, ¿dónde te fuiste? With Rodrigo over here.
Hello, guys. How are you?
So we're going to do a tour from the hipster land.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rodrigo just got a coffee from here. Is this your favorite coffee shop of hipster land?
No, not at all. It was the one that was it had a better option in terms of money. I mean, places here, and maybe also because of the pandemic, but the prices are a little, well, not a little, but way higher than in the rest of the city, like than the average. But that also has to do with the very essence of this neighborhood. The neighborhood today, as the way that it started almost 100 years ago, it always has been upscale, even before there existed houses here. So anyway, the place is actually very pretty, really beautiful where we're standing now. And well, we would like you to join us to walk through some of the most iconic elements of this neighborhood we call Condesa or Hipódromo Condesa. And try to talk about the safety measurements for the pandemic, or during the pandemic. We can show you what they do on this coffee. So it says welcome. This is a checkpoint, so your body temperature will have to be tested. You have to wear the mask, your face mask, and the sanitizer as the final step. So this is like the code, the Bible of the new normality in restaurants, coffee shops, etc. here in Mexico City. By the way, right now they're going through a political, sort of like a reclaim, how to say it, like and asking those they are really requiring to be able to operate again.
Yeah.
Otherwise they will not succeed. No, they will have to they will go to bankruptcy and then have to close. So they're opening with these checkpoints.
Yeah, that's true. A few friends on the food tourism, on the that they posted on Instagram, even like a, I don't know how to say it, like a communicate, no, like a
a broadcast.
Yeah. That they were like, we need to open or we will be extinguished, something like that. Actually, can you hold me this?
Yes.
No, well, let's walk. Where do we walk?
Let's go over there to the little roundabout.
Okay. Remember, guys, if you're watching this on Facebook, so if you wanna ask us questions, please, you can. You can ask any questions about how is Mexico City right now, how is to travel. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Twitch channel, and yeah, we're going to see where Rodrigo takes us today. Carrie Ann, buenos días, digo tardes, yeah. Buenas tardes.
Hello, Carrie, how are you? It's good to see you again.
So here we are again in Condesa because there's a lot of things to see and a lot of things to talk about that I didn't talk last Monday that we came. And but Rodrigo is going to show us a little bit of that. Actually today, well, it's a little bit later. When I came was like 9:30 a.m. something like that. Today is later, so there's more people out,
Yes, so
what's this hole?
It's a fountain. So the whole neighborhood was fractioned and designed in the early 1920s. And the history behind the place we call Condesa today, it's actually very exciting and also very revealing in terms of the Mexican history itself. Because it belonged, I mean, the reason why it's called Condesa, for our friends English native speaking, it's the countess. Is the wife of the count, no? And the count and the countess, they are given this like nobility title after a county. A big piece of land that today comprises 3 neighborhoods in Mexico City was given in the early 1700s to a couple of Spaniards, as well, Spanish people that were very rich. They were given a big piece of land in the west of Mexico, and they also had this like hacienda here in Mexico City. So the Condesa neighborhood was not really always a place with houses and condo complexes and parks and avenues and streets. It was the property of this nobility, this rich family from Spain. And this countess, especially the Countess of Miravalle, was the one that had this property, this hacienda. She bought the hacienda, and in here she built a horse race ring, no, for it's called a hippodrome, for the horses to race. So it was for her own entertainment, and of course the bourgeoisie and aristocracy of her time, the 18th century, 1700s. This is where it would happen. So later in time, in 1900s, the government neighborhood. That's the reason why, and we're going to see it today. Condesa has a unique example of architecture and also like urban planning. We have a couple of round streets here, well, elliptic streets, better to say. In this case, the street Amsterdam, which is the one that has the median behind Ubish and in front of Ubish over there. Street of Amsterdam is the only street that doesn't have a name that it's related to Mexican culture.
Yeah.
This little park with a fountain, we call it Citlaltépetl Park or Citlaltépetl Fountain. And that is given the name after the highest mountain in the entire Mexico, which is the Pico de Orizaba. No? This is one of the volcanoes that is above 5,000 meters above sea level. And that's the name also of this fountain here.
Thank you guys for joining. Benjamin, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cynthia. Bendiciones, she says. Thank you, thank you. God bless, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Gloria Chamarro, love this. I'm glad, we are glad that they are enjoying this experience. Benjamin, by the way, Benjamin, I sent you an email, but I was having problems with my account. I don't know, I hope that you got it. And yeah, guys, so we are going to be walking, like I was saying, in Condesa. And so we were talking about this street that the other day we were walking, which is the horse race track, you know, path. And now it's all the hipsters. Eduardo Rangel says, éxito. Thank you so much, Eduardo. Gracias, gracias.
Salito, hermanote, hello.
So, where should we walk?
We're gonna be walking now into the very middle part, the center of this horse race track. That became a park in the 1920s, and the name of the park official name is Park San Martin, for the liberator of the southern continent, Argentina. But we call it Parque Mexico because of the proximity to Mexico Avenue, okay? So let's walk over there.
Okay. Gloria Chamarro says, I love that shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gloria.
Where did you got it?
Well, this t-shirt is from a couple of my friends. They are called Long Play Mexico. An LP record.
Ah, yeah,
Long
yeah.
Play. And they're a couple of designers. I met them in the university, in the School of Communication.
Yeah.
And they came up with some very cool and interesting designs about, you know, Mexico. This is the mathematical solution.
Let's see it. Let's take a look.
It's me times I equals can. Mathematical solution.
Ah, cuando ella quiere una, Gloria says.
Of course.
Where did you study? By the way, I don't know, where did you study university?
Well, I couldn't complete the course of communications in the main campus of the National University of Mexico, UNAM.
Yeah.
But then I studied the full program and the diploma course to become a certified tour guide in history and culture of Mexico in the School of Anthropology and History.
Yeah. Nice. Today it's a really nice morning. If you want nice weather, guys, Mexico City is the place to come. Pretty much we are always having nice weather.
Nice and mild weather, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where just getting started to the heart. Still, I would say the coldest temperature that you might find just before sunrise can be 1 or 2 days, can be just like 2 degrees above zero, so close to 32 Fahrenheit, maybe 40 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Here it never snows. We are always happy with our weather, even that we are always complaining. Let me just show you quickly, guys, this restaurant over here. Remember that we are in Avenida Mexico and which is the other one? Citlaltépetl. That restaurant over there, it's called Maque. It's very good, very hipster. The pastries are very good. On the weekends, on the regular times, and also maybe now, it's packed. It's packed of hipsters and tourists that are here. It's very good, especially the breads, like I was telling you, the pastries. Do you like it, Rodrigo?
Yes, I suggest also the breakfast. It's one of the best choices for breakfast, options for breakfast here in Condesa. Believe it or not, they serve some really, really good chilaquiles.
Ah, wow.
And I like the fact that they don't look that fancy, like gourmet or they don't look so upper class. They look like proper chilaquiles. So just a bunch of totopos or corn chips covered up in delicious red or green salsa, shredded chicken, sour cream, and cheese. No,
Yeah.
you don't need much more, but the salsa is delicious.
Claudia says, thank you so much. My heart happy. Well, we appreciate it a lot that you like it. And if you know somebody who might also share it, like it, you can share it and we don't get angry. Javier Bautista, ¿qué onda, papi? Saludos. Al rato voy al Greco, ¿eh?
Just a comment about this experience, the tour we're going to be hosting for you today. It has to do with the history of Condesa, also with the people that are local to Condesa, that Ubish has been calling now hipsters, and that's quite right. But also, we can show you some of the things like, well, there's a chopper passing, so I'll just hold a second. Yeah, some of the things that happened with recent events, such as the earthquake of 2017. Right next to us, over here, we have one of the buildings that resulted most damage that time. And as you can see, it's been now completing or finishing demolition works, or probably just renovation works, to maybe come up with a more exclusive, better looking development here. So as we can see, maybe it wasn't damaged, and so it wasn't condemned really. So there's a high chance that it will become maybe a boutique hotel or a gallery or something. This is also hoping that in the future we can continue with the tourist activity here in Mexico City after COVID, or even within COVID, okay?
So as you can see, the earthquake was a gentrification plan, very well structured.
Yes.
Carrie Ann, I can't wait to be there. Well, yes, can't wait that travel again, it's super safe, and that people feels comfortable to travel. And like we always say, guys, if you travel now, be sure to follow all the restrictions. Here in Mexico City, as you have been seeing, everyone wears a face mask. I will say that 95%. Tenemos la casa de Luis Barragán. Eduardo Rangel asks.
Oh, in a different tour, maybe?
In a different tour, yeah. I mean, always the houses. He has many houses, no? But it's always kind of a pain in the ass to get an entrance over there, but we can see it from the outside. The other day, if you haven't seen this video, Eduardo, it's in YouTube. I'm sure that it's also in Facebook. The one that I did, I think last Wednesday, yeah, the past Wednesday, we saw a little bit of the Hotel Camino Real, which has a lot of influence from Luis Barragán.
Yeah, Legorreta is the architect there, no?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so right now we're crossing this. Now it's called Street Mexico or Avenue Mexico. In Mexico, most of the times, the name of the streets such as Calzada, Avenue, Street, Alley, Corridor, they are related to their size. In this case, Avenida Mexico or Avenue Mexico is not as big as other avenues, but still we call it like that. And this is the one that goes exactly around. So I'm hoping that most of you have seen how a horse race track looks like. It's an elliptic track where the horses are running and racing around, and right in the middle of the elliptic, there is an empty space that sometimes is used with some equipment or things that are needed for the show itself. Well, Parque Mexico is standing today right exactly where this middle part of the elliptic used to be, okay? And this, remember, it's more than 200 years ago. 150 years ago, when the Countess used to have the property here, and she was organizing these races for her own enjoyment. Later in time, when Condesa was fractioned in the 1920s, the architects and the engineers that were urban planning the development and the sprawl of the city around that time decided to be able to play with these elements and bring together the memory of the horse racetrack with the development of the houses and the architecture here, which also matched a very important and my favorite architectonic style, which is Art Deco. So now we are in Parque Mexico. We just came, if we were able to travel back in time, we just went inside the middle part of this elliptic, and let's check out how the Parque Mexico is. It's one of the gems of Mexico City, one of the gems of Condesa, and it just stands alone by itself, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it just as much as we do. Let's go.
Carrie Ann asks, do you know where the epicenter of that earthquake was? The one on 2000.
It was Oaxaca, but not the coast.
Yeah, yeah.
It was somewhere between Puebla, Oaxaca, and
No, that the seismic detectors didn't, because over there it's not that common that alerts, no?
that's right, exactly. We didn't get alerts in time because the seismic detectors were so moving so quickly, and the epicenter was so close to the city that there was no time.
I actually heard it before, but it was like 2 seconds before.
Yeah, like 1 second before.
Yeah. But anyway, super pretty today.
Yeah, actually the earthquake was not as hard as the one we had in 1985. It was 7.2 or 7.1 Richter, and the Richter. So it was almost 1,000 times less the strength. However, the combination was not exactly pretty.
I don't know why always when we get into parks or places with a lot of connection. So I hope that you don't see it all laggy, guys. Can you please tell us? And now we're going to see also a little bit of the dog section of this park. Yeah. Let's go over here. Carlos Trompetista, tráiganse los chilaquiles. Of course, well, we haven't had breakfast. Gloria Chamorro.
Un abrazo.
It does pause a lot, but it resumes quickly. Okay, thank you, Gloria. All right, where are we, Rodrigo?
We are inside the park now, and this is one of the main elements of the park, the clock that is behind me. It is very clear, it's so easy for those of you that are related or that have a little bit of knowledge about how Art Deco architecture, like that you're familiarized with Art Deco style or architectonic styles. This is, I can tell you how an Art Deco piece looks like exactly, especially if you take a look at the ironwork in the middle, the design of the tower itself, and what is really basically the Art Deco style is geometric composition in almost right or straight angles. So it's straight lines, angled lines, perfectly proportioned in a way, in a geometric, harmonic way. It's a natural response to the style before, which was French Art Nouveau. A lot more feminine, a lot more curved. Art Deco is straight. So let's take a look at it.
And it's nice to see them working.
Yeah, usually they're not working. The fountains are most of the times off. And here we can see some of the cool things that we can still find in these journeys. Right there at the bottom, it's the name of the architect and the engineer that were able to project the park, the complete park itself. And we're gonna cross over to the beautiful Charles Lindbergh open theater in a second, so that you can also mesmerize your eyes with that. But down there, I don't know if you can see it, it says Stavoli Noriega. Those are the last names of the architects and engineers that were behind the project of turning this middle part of the horse racing track into the park. And the date, the year that is found down there at the bottom, it says 1927, guys. So in a span of less than 6 years, we're going to be celebrating the first 100 years of Parque San Martin or Parque Mexico. And I'm sure that by 2027, we will be able to...
Yeah, that's what we hope. Yeah.
You could start renting some Airbnbs for that year, actually. Found around some of the most beautiful buildings around this park.
Exactly. Carrie Ann says, thank you for that history. I found it all extremely interesting.
Oh, thank you, Carrie.
Gloria Chamarro says, beautiful, love this story. Siento que estoy con ustedes.
Of course, that's the idea. And we are really just taking advantage of the technology that we have.
Yeah.
thank you actually for joining us, and
Yeah.
please don't stop sharing this with people you might think they might be interested in joining these experiences through Mexico City angles.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Look at this, all these dogs over here.
Yeah, today the one of the of the main activities that are related to the park is the entertainment and the facilities for dogs for just dog walking,
Yeah.
dog fun. Actually, I can't remember, but I think this park
Like for exercise or?
like for exercise.
Yeah, over there, all the way over
the
there.
other side?
Yes.
But also for dogs.
Oh.
This part had like ramps and tunnels.
Really?
I think I remember it used to like before. It was a little bit more like for the fun experience of dogs.
Don't remember that. It might was maybe it's because I don't know if you know on Sundays or in the weekends there is like a dogs for adoption over here. So maybe
Yes.
I think they do also some.
Yeah, I mean the park now has almost been completely taken over by these pets, by dogs.
Yeah.
Also because of a very interesting phenomenon that happens nowadays. I think this is not just in Mexico, but in many other places in the world. People with maybe better education level, like a higher education level, let's say, especially like the youth, no?
Yeah.
The young adults are choosing now dogs or cats over babies.
Yeah.
This is kind of like how the scale's working today. So this is the neighborhood that now has become the house. The locals, as Arthur was saying, as Ubis was saying, is like hipsters. And they are the ones that love and have their dogs, and they bring them out here for a walk. If it's not them, then there's a bunch of guys that are that's their job. They are dog walkers. No, they take Jay walking the dogs, of course. So Mexico, the Mexico Park in Condesa, and I would like just for you to imagine we are located in in the west portion of the city. Okay. It is important to mention why Condesa has always been, almost for 100 years, such a beautiful and such a protected and still upper scale area of the city. It's because of the major avenues that border the neighborhood, that border this area. And also, it also borders with Chapultepec Park, which is like the Central Park of Mexico, except that it's 3 times bigger than Central Park in New York. And Condesa itself, you could also relate it probably to like the Brooklyn or the Williamsburg of Mexico City, except that it has always been upscale. No, the hipster gentrification that has happened in the recent years, it's not like compared to Roma neighborhood. Roma, you can really feel the change of gentrification. Okay, so a very important thing and cool thing to tell you before we go over there to see the open air theater that was also developed here, is that this park is the first park in all of the Americas, in fact, Latin America at least, that was developed or designed in a functionalist style, modern, with the concept of modernity. So this park fuses perfectly with the architecture of the neighborhood itself. So there is a very important correlation or connection, intimate connection between the park and the people and the buildings around here. Let's take a look at it.
Carrie Ann says, what a great park. Although I'm a cat person, mostly I can get my dog fix like dogs too. Yeah. And remember, guys, that you can ask us any question. No, if you want to ask us any question, and if you're new watching this live stream, I would love for you to tell us where are you looking us from, because I have had some surprises like from Dubai, from Finland, from. Very interesting to know. Let me just actually, I want to take my jacket off. Can you? Do you want to hold this?
Sure. I will give you. Hold on. We lost the. Okay, there we go. I want to give you a panoramic, a quick panoramic from right here, this spot. We are just behind the fountain of the jars, the water bearer. I'm sure that you saw it just a while ago. Is this sculpture of a woman that is holding two big water pots on both of her arms, and they are just dropping water from a full panoramic. Laura, you're from Los Angeles, California. I'm sure that the weather up there is also pretty nice. Here we go. That's the panoramic. So take a look at the beautiful and precious work in all the very elements of the park. I'm talking about those lamps, or farolas. We call them farolas. That they would be turned on at night, of course. That is also a pure Art Deco style on the lamps, just as the fountain was as well, with the water bearer woman. And then also an original element of the park as well was these elevated gardens or pergola, which were intended always to have different types of flowers, especially this around the pergola. No, we can actually walk by there in a second. The beautiful like purple or violet colored flowers that you're looking at are bougainvilleas, which are really cool because they flower and they're super bright even during December, which we would call winter time, of course. Let me just pass the gimbal back to Ubish.
All right, so Gloria Chamarro, I'm from Los Angeles, California. All right. Yes, beautiful like Mexico City. Pineapple banana, so beautiful. So nice to see you here, Pineapple banana. All right. Where are we walking? Where are we?
We're gonna take a look at closer at the art that we can find in these towers, and then we're gonna walk by the pergola.
All right, all right.
So, guys, I guess you could say we could say properly that Roma neighborhood is the daughter of that late Art Nouveau style that was, like Indra was mentioning you guys before, it was a French style in the architecture, eclectic. That would be Roma. That would be the daughter of this style. These ideas that were projected in architecture, and then the next movement right after, by the 20s, late 20s, early 30s, it became Art Deco. No, so we can see that we could say that Condesa would be the daughter of Art Deco. The more you walk, the more you go and immerse yourselves around the streets, even the round ones or the straight ones in Condesa, you won't stop finding some of these gems of architectonic style. Have you seen the movie Metropolis? You could say that's the movie, a type that is actually based and surrounded. Another style also found here in Condesa that was just a little more modern, which was streamline. But that we can see it in the market that is just a few blocks away. This is an open theater, as you can see. It's a beautiful compound of those five pillars or columns, which also try to represent or recreate the stage and the big curtain that falls in the main stage of theaters. We can see as well the lamps elements. And then Roberto Montenegro, a very important artist that was also contemporary to Mr. Diego Rivera and all these great and incredible artists from the Mexican muralist movement. He was invited to paint these allegories that are located on both flanks on the sides of the stage. These allegories, as you can see, is also, and they are holding the masks of drama, of course, as there was plays represented here. So we have the mask of drama, the one that is happy, the one that is okay. And if you were to walk to the other side, the other allegory over there on the right would be holding the mask, but the mask of sadness, the mask of tragedy. So comedy and tragedy are represented here as well.
Maybe let's take a closer look to the murals. Let's say here, thank you for doing this tour. Mike is from Cupertino, California. That's great, I have never been there.
Cupertino?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to share this on Instagram. Over there I wrote in the comments the handle that we use. Benjamin from San Antonio, Texas. I'm learning so much about Mexico. And I hope that you did get my email, Benjamin. Let me know if you did get it, because I tried to send it twice, but it was something weird going on with my phone. All right, let's take a close look to the mural. This is the comedy one?
This is the comedy one, yeah. Now, another important thing that is it's cool to mention about the artists that were around this time, and they were like involved with Art Deco, is that Art Deco in Mexico also acquired or obtained or was like borrowing a lot of different elements from our pre-Columbian or pre-Hispanic civilizations. So in this case, the mask that this allegory is holding, that represents comedy, is not the traditional drama or theater mask that you would see in any other theaters around the world. This is a mask that is representing the ones, or a similar one to the ones found in archaeological sites in Mexico during archaeological exploring. Of a mask probably from Teotihuacan or from Cantona or from any of the other cities in Mexico, but that existed about 2,000 years ago. You can even see that the color or the necklace has a green color tone, and that is supposed to be a representation of jade, as jade was one of the main precious stones combined with turquoise and obsidian of those times, of those years. So we can see the mask, pre-Columbian, and the jade necklace as well. And the whole style of this mural, which is also like a sculpture, it's a sculpture painted mural. It's a combination of techniques. It's Art Deco as well. We can take a look at the other one so you can see the sad mask.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Great. I love those skates.
Thanks. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks.
You too. Welcome.
All right, let's see. Okay, thank you, Benjamin, for telling me.
Oh, you can take a look at this this plate here.
Ah, yeah.
This is the Lindbergh, or Charles Lindbergh. He was an aviator, and before there was all these trees around, before there were all these trees around or on Park Mexico, and even before the bigger number of the majority of condos and Art Deco buildings built around here existed, Colonel Charles Lindbergh landed his airplane here around this, well, actually over the park and also around where the horse race tracks used to be.
Oh, wow.
So because of this a special and unique event, the theater was named after Colonel Lindbergh.
Wow. Chuck Smith, hola from San Diego, California. Really enjoying the beauty and the architectural history. Thank you so much for being here, Chuck.
Thank you. Yeah, that's like music for our ears. Thank you very much, guys. We're really happy to host you. Okay, here we have the other sculpture mural. Panels of glass, so that they will not get any graffiti or damage. As this is now also completely preserved and protected by the Ministry of Fine Arts, because of the relevance that it has and the connection that it has with these great artists of that time. So this one, you can see this other allegory is standing in this stream of water as well, and she would be holding, you can see the change of the face of that mask. The other one was having a good time. This mask is more scared. It's it's like in distress.
Yeah.
So now here we have the representation of comedy and tragedy that are for sure always have been the canons of theater and drama since the Greek times. Here it is, guys. This is one of my favorite places in Mexico City. And again, important portion of the city, just a few minutes, well, a couple of minutes, 15, 20 minutes away from the historical district. And also following the sprawl of the city as it was growing, thanks to the investment of the wealthy families. So that's one of the reasons why Condesa, just like Roma, is one of the safest places to come to stay. If you're looking to come to Mexico City in the future, we can tell you that Condesa might be a little pricey, but it will be worth it.
Yeah. So we are going here to the left?
Yeah.
Walking a little bit in the... How do you call this in English?
I don't know the name in English, but we call it pergola.
Pergola.
And I'm not even sure that that's a Spanish word.
Yeah.
But we could say it's like an elevated garden. So you can see the bars, maybe you can see the bars, the space that is between the bars. And we also have the pillars on both sides. Those were always intended to be the support and the structure that would support these different flowers in order to make it look just like it looks today. I would like for you to show them the way back so that they can experience for a moment this atmosphere, the feeling that it gives you. the emotion that it gives you to walk by these little corridors.
Benjamin says it's called in English like that too also.
Pergola.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Benjamin says,
Thank you, Benjamin.
do they do live performance there during the summer? Yes.
There used to be a program developed or scheduled by the Ministry of Culture in Mexico. Included sometimes plays, performances, dancing, and even projection of movies in the open air. But since the pandemic started, even though it's an open space, events that will involve a crowd, a gathering of people. So sadly right now that's interrupted.
Chuck, for those who joined late, what is the name of this park? It's Park Mexico in Condesa neighborhood. Remember.
That's right.
And if you haven't hit the subscribe button of the notification bell so you don't miss any of these transmissions. And also in Twitch, maybe if you're watching us, I see people roller skating. Do they have skates to rent there, or it's easy to find? No, you can find them anywhere.
Yeah, it's easy to find them.
Yeah, not all the city is very roller skate friendly. That's why they go to the like that part only, and they just stay over there, because yeah, most of our sidewalks are bad.
Yeah, actually you saw people roller skating, but there was people playing soccer. There was a very big group of people training box. Box has become, I don't know exactly why, and I have nothing against boxing, but it has become like the sport, the trending sport of the hipster land in a way. So Parque Mexico and Parque España, which is like a smaller little brother park of these, they are. You can see people that you can tell that they are not. They're off conflict or battle in one of the toughest or most sketchy, but they are training boxing, and I guess it's also to keep them. It's a good way to stay in shape, be able to defend yourself in case something would happen. But I mean, again, the point of these tours is not to scare you, and we are not lying when we say that Mexico City has become a very safe place to be.
Yeah.
And especially Condesa and Roma and these neighborhoods that we're showing you for now.
I think maybe that has to be a little bit with like Mexican boxers have been really popular lately, no? Like maybe
like Canelo,
Canelo.
and Juan Manuel, which was his name, Marquez, no?
I think so, yeah. But there was another one that I didn't know that he's like Mexican American, but also he was like very big. I don't remember his name, but yeah. Pergola is the same in English. Thank you, Carrie.
Pergola, okay. So you just have to change the accent, say like pergola.
Pergola. Exactly.
Okay, well, guys, just behind the theater. So this is just back behind us, like this is backstage. Backstage on the theater, we have the little lake. This is an artificial lake, but it's the lake of the ducks and the geese. You can see there's a bunch of geese and ducks around here. When I was younger and I used to come and walk by with my friends, just before Condesa was again like projected into gentrification, this park was actually, believe it or not, was not as preserved and as well taken care of as it is today. And we used to joke saying that these waters might be geese or ducks with 3 eyes instead of 2. But today, and I'm very happy to see this, or lately, the waters are a lot cleaner, more clearer, and the birds and the geese and the ducks are quite happy to be here. So it's incredible how right in the middle of a very well-developed urban land or urban piece of land, we can still have the memory of more of a wildlife, so to say. And this is also based on the memory that in the past, when the hacienda used to be here, some creeks and some little lakes would still have the presence of this fauna. So this is also to trying to keep the tradition of Condesa alive. No?
Yes. Lol, that's good. Not 3 eyes anymore. Yeah.
No 3 eyes anymore.
No, actually, it looks super clean. Will you drink it, Rodrigo?
No, but I would totally take a swim for sure.
Well, I just with your
Just
feet.
a refreshment.
Yeah.
With my swimming suit. I mean, I brought shorts today, so
Yeah, you
might
were
as
ready
well.
for that. All right. Wow, look at this palm tree over there.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Remember a couple of broadcasts ago when we walked over Reforma, we showed you the palm tree roundabout there, and we were mentioning that the palm trees were not local or native to Mexico City.
No.
They were all introduced, but I mean they were very well. I mean the spots were very well picked for the palm trees to be planted.
Over there is the games that I was telling you.
Yeah, this is like a playground for this, but this is a playground for children. I remember that it used to be a playground for dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I remember a while because everybody took their dogs over here, but nobody picked up the shit.
Yeah, actually, you can still look around, and you can find signs that say, "Hey, we really beg you to please pick up your dog's poop."
Yeah.
We know. I mean, sadly, we are a country, a society, in a way that still needs. And I mean that has to do with a lot of different like anthropological and sociological explanations, but this is not the moment to discuss that, of course. So we just want you to continue to enjoy this walking, this stroll by the corridors and the aisles of the park, to understand a little better why this park existed here, no, and how it was developed just almost 100 years ago.
Skinny, huge palm tree.
Oh yeah, look at that one.
It goes forever. Here in the camera, it looks like it doesn't end.
for our friends that are in California, this is almost a reminder of home, maybe.
Yeah.
In LA and around LA, palm trees everywhere.
Alright. Yeah, this is the one that it's always empty, no?
Yeah, this is the one that is sadly empty always.
I remember that it used to have also dogs and geese and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So here you can skateboard over there, no?
Yeah, now you can bring your skateboard or your BMX bike and
Yeah.
try some tricks. Here it still has water
Yeah.
on that side.
So I don't know why this area,
On
no?
this side there is probably like a dike.
Weird.
Oh, we didn't see it, but there's also, I mean, in the park there's a couple of statues dedicated to some important people, and this park also has a big statue. Well, it's the head of Albert Einstein. So there's a small portion of the park dedicated also to this to this great scientist.
I actually don't know where is that one.
He's located
Uh-huh.
on the opposite side of the just behind the clock where we saw it.
Ah, got
Oh, I
it, got
forgot
it.
to mention, guys, that clock that we saw at the beginning, it started as a giant speaker. It was used to broadcast messages to the neighborhood.
Ah. So just like there was
It was
a
a
guy on
radio.
the top or what?
It was a radio, and it was like, let's broadcast like a commercial, not like an advertisement.
Interesting. So it was literally a radio. No?
It was literally a radio, yeah.
Interesting.
Por acá.
Ay, se te cayó. No sé si es algo importante.
Lo importante es no tirar basura.
Exacto.
Excellent, guys.
Yes, guys, remember that if you're just tuning in, hit that subscribe button, share it with someone that you think that it will enjoy these live tours. We do them 3 times a week, and yeah, we are planning to keep going all January, hopefully February also. Let's see if the people are still enjoying this. Maybe they are already bored of this, or maybe we can travel again. Chuck Smith, what do you think it will cost to rent an apartment in that area?
That would depend, because if you want to live here and just rent, like to have a year contract, that would be a price. Or just a small portion, like a week maybe or a few days, that would be a different price too.
Yeah.
But just apartment with a year contract, it could be somewhere around 17 to 20,000 pesos. So that would be what?
Like
$1,000.
Close to $1,000, yeah.
Close to $1,000, yeah.
A month. Yeah. And on Airbnb maybe will cost you by month 30k pesos, which is like, well, in dollars 1,500, 1,500. You can try it a month as an Airbnb, and then if you like it, you can find a place to rent. Yeah, like 1,000 US, month to month, long term, exactly like 1,000 US. Yes.
That would be the range, no?
Yeah.
The average. Perhaps.
Something like that. Yeah.
We would like to just show you this really beautiful. This I would call it a third, no, como like a triad. It's a combination of 3 buildings that are still standing here since the beginning of the development of the neighborhood in the 1920s, early 30s.
Yeah, Mike Chen says you should also enable YouTube donation during live streams. I actually have no idea how to do that. I think that I need to have 1,000 followers for that. But I will try to put the PayPal over there if you can. Actually, a few days ago we received the first donation. Thank you to Benjamin. This is paying actually the cell phone data plan.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much the only thing that we are using, and maybe our coffees in the morning. So yes, if you wanna donate anything, thank you so much. I will put the PayPal over there.
And just a very small comment there. That would be very, very well appreciated by Ubish and our team, because really we're struggling now. I mean, we're trying to find ways to make a little, like to make some money on the side, but all of the touristic business is really collapsing. So any additional help that you might, if it's possible, to share with us, then we would really, really appreciate it to make more and more beautiful videos, but also to buy tortillas later today. Yeah. So, well, just wanted to show you this combination, this first building here. I want you to just take a look at it, just contemplate it. Elements, the traditional elements of an Art Deco. Now, this one here, it was probably not as, how can you say, like as elegant maybe, yeah, or as expensive as the next we're going to be looking, also as developed. This is still just a 2 stories building, and the beautiful elements on the ironwork, that middle portion, those are curved lines. Those are kind of a remnants of an Art Nouveau style, but it's actually more Art Deco because it's more straight, it's not as curved. And then you can see the carvings or the engravings on the rocks right under and above the windows. All of those are the classic and the most characteristic elements of Art Deco in Mexico City. And they're really, really pretty, recreating different things. Sometimes they're talking about the elements, fire, cars, trees, flowers, etc.
Yeah.
Take a look at the second one.
Chuck Smith, do you still do Spanish classes online? Yes, I still do them. Just for you to know, it's more their pronunciation, their hearing, the listening. So it's much more practical on that way, because that's what I do. And I specialized in podcasts, so I use a little bit of audios that I sent for you to practice that. So over there we can see that actually over there's an apartment for rent. Mm-hmm. If you want to write that number
and find out yourself.
I mean, that's a beautiful building. No?
Yes, that's the one we wanted to show you last.
Okay.
This one probably is not, but what I wanted to use this one is to show you a building that looks not exactly abandoned, but it really has still the presence of the passing years. Yeah. So this one has not been restored or remodeled, and to me that doesn't really make it ugly. It actually also makes it with some kind of charm as well. The elements of the Art Deco, at least in the facade, are not as strong or as heavily present, but you can still see the reliefs and the changes on the borders. That's also another quite important element of Art Deco, and also the proportion in symmetry. Having this part in the middle is not actually the main axis. The axis would be the doors on the sides, but then right in the middle there's like a small garden for you to have some plants planted here. And of course the font, the font that they use to name the building itself, it says Edificio de El Parque. So that means that building has a name, and the name of the building is Park Building.
Yeah. Rex. Hi, Rex. Nice. You can also follow us on YouTube and Twitch in case that you want to subscribe and get an alert when we do the live streams. But thank you so much for being here.
That one, by the way, was 1935, Del Parque. And then this one that has been named after the original name of the park that no one uses really anymore, San Martin. We mentioned that. And this is the building from 1931. The architect, it says Ernesto Buenrostro. It was something there, but it's no longer readable. Probably Buenrostro.
Ernesto Buenro. Yeah.
Buenrostro, maybe. So this is also a classic. This is a classic, guys. A classic building of the Art Deco times. And you can really see right there in the main entrance. You can see the elegance and the bourgeoisie, no, the upper scale, that it was very connected to Condesa and all the neighborhoods. No? You can see the glasses probably are not the original one, but you can see the work of the door. Then also you can see the arch, which is also straight lines in geometry. The lamps, take a look at the lamps. They're also original for sure. And then we have this little roof that would cover you from a rainy day, that we still have those in summer. And you can see the monoblocks, the crystal blocks that allow the light of the sun to go. The light of the sun passing by those monoblocks. And this would be a condo building, probably with a couple more bodies in the back. So there's a good number of apartments of this beginning of the modern days in Mexico City. So these three here are original ones, and if you like to walk around and imagine stories related to places like this, I can assure you that Condesa will not stop surprising you with the number of Art Deco buildings that are to be found here.
Yeah, true.
Let's go and finish our tour over there at Plaza Popocatépetl, if that's okay.
Yeah. Let's go. We have been for 50 minutes doing the live stream. So I hope that you are learning something, guys. Things more to show you, but right now still we are in a lockdown, so we wanted to show you also like some museums and things like that. Lockdown till the 17th. Hopefully it doesn't extend, but who knows.
We could also try to put together a live tour on a market, maybe inside a market.
Yeah. Also,
or a different place in Mexico that is not, because I think that we have also we've been spending time in some of these like higher, upper scale, better, more like fancy neighborhoods, or at least gentrified neighborhoods that are. Don't get me wrong, guys, they are just as beautiful as the rest of the city. Really, no, they're really cool. But we would also like you to show you maybe a different size, perhaps. A walk by San Rafael or Tabacalera neighborhood, and you can see a little bit the difference between old neighborhoods such as Condesa and those other ones. No?
Yeah. Benjamin says, yes, definitely learning. It's a great outdoor tour. I love seeing the neighborhoods and the buildings. Thank you, Benjamin. Really appreciate it. All right. Let's go over here. This was another building damaged on the earthquake.
Yeah,
showed you actually that one the other day.
You saw that one the other day?
Yeah, because I came over here.
Okay. This corner used to have an incredibly beautiful building. Here it was there. It survived for more than 70 years. Sadly, it was destroyed. It was also an example of Art Deco. I can't remember the architect, but it was a famous architect that built in this corner. So now you can see the presence as well of the different types of architecture of a lot more like modern day. So this is completely post 2000s, no?
Actually, I don't remember that one. Was there over there like a pizza place?
Which one?
Over there in that corner, there was a pizza place?
No, there was a Starbucks, I think.
No, that's in the other corner, no?
Oh.
Don't remember. I don't remember the name. Maybe over there it says it, but this is a hotel boutique.
Yeah, guys, take a look. This is very fancy.
Yeah.
This is the monoblocks I was telling you. Right there. So you can still have the sunlight passing through. And we have the carvings even here. So these elements of ornate, decoration.
Yeah.
They are are still like unique, one of a kind, and it's so cool that we still have them. Look at the lamps. I mean, most people, and I would say locals, they would just walk by here and they wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be honest with you, the reason why I became a tour guide was not only just because it was a good way of making money, it's because I enjoyed myself so much too. I wanted to learn.
Mike says, I see public Wi-Fi signs all over. Is there a good coverage and fast? No, it's horrible. Sometimes they don't even work. And they ask you all your information. Get a better idea for where to come and possibly live. Also of a tour of markets will be great too. Yeah, I mean, right now the markets that I have seen because of the COVID, they are very little. So hopefully after the 17 is better.
There was a man here that had a big property as well. His last name was Basurto. The property was not it was just a piece of land, really. It was like a yard. And when it was acquired and purchased by the government, well, by the construction companies, they decided to lift this building, which is also one of the first ones in its kind here in Condesa neighborhood, which also sadly went beyond the 3 levels or the 3 stories. This one has almost close to 9 stories tall, and there's a couple of penthouses at the top. And it was kept the name of the former owner of the piece of land, so that's why the building was called Edificio Basurto. However, the architecture here has a little bit of the combination of which was the one I was telling you, streamlined with Art Deco as well, of around those like that style. But the coolest thing is that this building was used very much in movies, Mexican movies of the golden age, 1940s, 1950s. If you take a look or watch some of those movies from our this building will be appearing quite often.
Interesting. Any Cantinflas movie?
Yeah, actually Cantinflas movie, I think so. I can't remember the name of which one, but Cantinflas has one. And a couple more.
Carrie-Ann says the history of the neighborhood is also great part of this tour's Chuck Saint. I'm trying to find you in PayPal and Patreon, and my donations links here in YouTube. I can find you. So if you want donations, may I suggest to put some more links? Yes, thank you, Chuck. Yes, I was not very good doing thinking about that, but I will put it in the description of other videos. See. All right, we're just fixing some technical things over here.
Oh, look at this.
Oh yeah. This is like a small.
This is a light pole, but this is the original one, the authentic from that time. You know, Condesa also is one of the neighborhoods that first had access to electricity, to power.
Yeah.
Also is in one of the neighborhoods because of this connection to the rich, to the wealthy families. The buildings around here also had. We'll have to skip the belt. Tell them about the basura. The
Now,
collecting of
this is a little bit of the noises that you will find in Mexico City, guys. This is the guy with the bell. It's just the garbage signal. So if you hear that, usually maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, you have to go out running to give them your garbage, and they will put it over there in that truck. So I hope that you can hear me with the bell. But basically that's how it is, no? You have to be aware of the noises because it might be the guy that sharpens your knives, it might be the garbage guy, so it can be many different things. Take a look at this house, guys. This is the Casa Azul.
Casa Azul, exactly. Exactly, this would be another Casa Azul,
Another
a different
Casa Azul.
But well, some of the elements that we can highlight here is the presence of the mosaic or the azulejo, the tiles, which is it's Talavera tiles. No, remember that Talavera is a special type of ceramic, and the characteristic of Talavera, the highlight characteristic of Talavera, is that it's going to be mostly a combination of blue, cobalt blue, and white color. So every time you look at these tiles or ceramics that are mostly just blue and white, similar to Chinese porcelain, but with a special texture attached to it. That is the Mexican Talavera, no? Talavera that had its origin in Spain with the presence of the Arabs, the Moorish that invaded Spain, or that area we call Spain today, and stayed there for 600 years or more. they brought the style of tiles there, and then the Spanish brought it to America, and then the craftsmen in Mexico, in the state of Puebla, became so gifted working with Talavera, with this ceramic. Mexico has declared Talavera, Mexican Talavera, as a Mexican heritage, world heritage.
Yeah. So beautiful. Have you been inside?
Yeah, I came here to a play. It was a theater, but the coolest thing is it was a theater for blind people.
Oh, really?
So it was a lot more focused in the rest of the senses. So there was a lot of smell, there was a lot of sound, and with these elements, they put together some kind of like a play or a theater experience.
Yeah.
But for blind, it was all dark, and you had to actually cover your eyes with a.
Oh wow.
Fabric.
Rog Escamilla, I enjoyed practice my listening with you. Thank you, Rog. Mike Cheng, wow, stunning. Yeah, it is stunning.
This is just an example of the wealth, no, the money, the social class and the economy that was related to Condesa neighborhoods. And we can see how these places have always been given or assigned to a certain social status, so to say. No, even since the time that the great hacienda was owned by the countess, the Countess of Miravalle, who had lived back in the center of Mexico City. There's a very beautiful hotel, actually a boutique hotel today called Downtown. This hotel is exactly located in the house, the actual house of this countess that owned this portion of land. When it was fractioned, just take a look at the walls and the beautiful design of the houses. And as we were mentioning before, this was one of the neighborhoods that had power and public lighting with electricity found around its streets, and also one of the first neighborhoods to have a heater or heating system for the pipes for water, so people didn't have to take showers in these public restrooms or public bathrooms that were found all over the city. That's how it used to happen in the later 1800s. People couldn't really take showers inside their homes as we do today, with a beautiful shower and open the stream of water, etc. No, but Condesa has some of the buildings that had a giant heater. Some guy was in charge of putting or turning the heater on so that it would heat the water for the entire, say at around 6-7 a.m. Okay, so that's some of the cool fun facts of this neighborhood.
Chuck says the audio is breaking out badly right now. My audio is fine. Sometimes that happens, guys. If that happens, just reload, and that helps. But either way, if you miss a little bit, the live tour stays up. Right now, well, forever, but maybe after we're going to be erasing a few of the old transmissions because they might start to be kind of useless, because maybe the city now it's open and COVID is over, or whatever, and that's what we hope. So that's why we're going to be maybe erasing the other ones. So, all right. Now, other small square.
The naming of the streets in Roma and so I just really enjoy and like sharing these anecdotes and stories with our friends, because I have traveled around the world just a little bit, but I remember that in some other places the name of the streets are actually just like numbers. No, it's like the 12th, the 5th, the 20th, etc. And it's hard to find names that are apart from these just important people. In Condesa and Roma, the naming of the streets has to do with places or cities in Mexico, and there's also a reason for that. No, I remember Indra in one of our sessions before mentioned about this famous circus owned by Richard Bell, who was an English circus man that was traveling the entire Mexican country, and everywhere that he was welcomed with open arms, they decided to name the streets of Roma and Condesa after these cities that were really welcoming with this circus. But the ones that will take you or connect you with the center of the park in Mexico here in Condesa, and that will take you to these roundabouts, were given the names of some of our most beautiful and white mountains that are also volcanoes. So we started over there in Citlaltepet, that means Pico, well, it's the Star Hill, and it's Pico de Orizaba, is the highest peak in Mexico. There's another diagonal street named Iztaccíhuatl, which is the lady in white, that's another volcano. And this one here is Popocatépetl. So Popocatépetl is the mountain and the volcano. And this is the name also of the little roundabout park here that we have. It's Plaza Popocatépetl.
with another fountain that never works.
Yeah, I've seen this one. Maybe if I've seen this one working 2 or 3 times, it's probably a lot to say.
Yeah.
But I've seen it, so I'm positive that it works.
I have never actually, never. I have jumped over there and to take a picture over there, but never seen it.
What's cool inside is that there's no water fountain inside this structure. Actually, we can probably walk and cross by just to finish the tour right over there. I think it would be a nice idea. Since there's no water and it's not working. So these are the pipes.
Hey, thank you so much, Chuck, for your $20 tip. Thank you so much. Woo!
Thank you, Chuck. That's wow, we made it. This, I think it's the first donation,
The
probably.
first one live, yes.
First live donation.
Yes.
This is it. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
So yeah, I wanted to show you. This one has a lamp at the top. The combination of different bulbs. Well, some of I mean, they used to have that round side seat. It used to have different bulbs there that would like be working, but now it's not working any longer.
But it has also tiles here in the inside.
And this would probably be considered like a water mirror. So if you have a little bit of water coming into this area, as you can see, there's a drainage here. The pipe would drain the water back out into the outer part of the fountain. But then at night, with the bulb working, with the bulb lighting up lighting down here through the water mirror, the water would be reflected automatically into the little walls, and they would create beautiful patterns of moving water with the light projected and reflected by the water itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful design. Here from our voices, and of course the elements of tiles that are so beautiful.
I found the link on your last video. Yes, actually that's the only place that I put it. And thank you, really, thank you, Chuck. And we hope that you enjoy it a lot. And yeah, look at this beautiful panoramic of this area. By the way, guys, also these virtual tours that we are doing, is that when you decide to travel, when you can travel and you come, you can tell us, hey, I want that Rodrigo gives me an architecture tour of Condesa, or that Rodrigo takes me to the markets, or that Indra takes you to the pyramids, or whatever, no? So just for you to know, that's why we are doing this. To give a little bit of promotion, but also to make you guys feel that you are traveling, because I follow a lot of these transmissions from London, and it does really feel, it gives you a comfort feeling that you're actually at least virtually traveling, but you can interact with the persons in the other side of the screen, no? And sometimes also make friends over there. So anything else that you want to add, Rodrigo?
No, nothing. Again, this really, we enjoy this a lot. This really makes you feel very nice. We feel that we are still useful for something. We really wish that we had a group of 9 people. I think we were 9. We were having 9. Nine people watching, no, as our audience today. So it would be super cool to have 9 of you guys standing with us today here and just walking and strolling around Condesa neighborhood, discussing and having a conversation. But this is probably the closest we can get, and we still enjoy it very much. So remember, we're still under lockdown. Mexico City is struggling through here. But well, once we start to get the vaccines and everything starts to like move a little more, no, I think maybe it will still take a couple more months, maybe 6 months, half year. But well, we're getting ready. We're charging our batteries, so we can take you going to Mexico City. Please refer them to us. We'll be more than happy to show them around, of course.
All right, guys. Well, I will say goodbye, no, till next week, maybe.
And of course, remember, this neighborhood also has all types of choices for food. There's cafes, bistros, restaurants.
Right, actually that one over there, that one that I forgot the name, it's very good.
Clement?
It's Clement, yeah, very good.
Yes.
Pineapple banana, bye. So yes, thank you guys. So you will see Rodrigo after. Let me just change the camera to me. So I see you on Friday. I think that I will take you to some of the places that I buy my meals and all of that. So yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It was so good to see you.
Bye bye.
Until next time. Thank you, Carrie, and everyone.
Thank you, Carrie, Chuck, Benjamin, Pineapple, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day.